Well, that looks pretty sporty to me. And there she is on the far side of the airfield. A very short takeoff run for a big aircraft. That sound, and of course the wonderful Vulcan howl coming from the 4 Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus 202 two-shaft turbojets. 16,500 pounds of static thrust roughly, 65,000 pounds in total. Of course, these days she doesn't carry a lot of the equipment that she used to carry when she was an operational aircraft, including not carrying 2 navigators. That must have considerably reduced the weight, I guess. Speaking as one myself, I'm allowed to say that. But here she is coming back in front of us, and Bill Ramsey will be accelerating her down the line of the runway. Of course, right at the end of her operational career in 1982, supported by no less than 11 Victors tankers, Vulcan 607 hit the centre line of the runway at Port Stanley in the Falkland Islands with 1 bomb, and the edge of the runway with another, making that runway unusable for a short time at any rate for Argentine fast jets. Until the Gulf War, the longest bombing range in history, 7,760 miles round trip. Roughly the same distance as from here to Bali in 1 bomb. It took no less than 18 air-to-air refueling to achieve that. That aircraft, 607, is now static at RIAT Wellington. What of course that attack really did was to tell the Argentines that first of all it probably wouldn't be a good idea to base their fast jets on the island, but mainly that if things got really nasty, the Royal Air Force could actually reach their mainland. So, here she is coming back in towards us on the B axis, coming back straight across the airfield, and she'll go up into a spiral climb. Of course, when Vulcan left the service of the Royal Air Force in 1993, nobody believed that would ever be a flying Vulcan. But in the 90s, a little later, 2 people, David Wharton, bought this aeroplane and all the available spares, and Dr. Robert Fleming, who felt that the RAF should preserve this iconic aircraft rather than toss it off as a scrap heap. The RAF didn't have the money to do that, and the end result was the Vulcan to the Sky Trust. And the biggest problem has always been money. It may seem obvious that 658 is not funded by the government. She doesn't belong to the Royal Air Force. To get this far has cost more than £22 million, including, I should say, 2.7 million in a grant from the Heritage Lottery Fund. And I didn't mention them yesterday. I always mention them. Yesterday I didn't, and I got into awful trouble from Sir Peter Luff, so sorry, Sir Peter. That was very valuable at the time. So here she is, coming back in with her wheels down. guns and everything in between. So Jack Hayward has been wonderful, Eddie Forrester, been big support from the CAA, as well as the three technical authority companies, BAE Systems, Marshall Aerospace, Defence Group and Rolls-Royce. Many other companies give them fantastic help. Airbus, AD Holdings, Beagle Technology, Cranfield Aerospace. There are the bomb doors opening as she goes by. You get a glimpse of the size of that bomb bay there. And you'll be able to see the bomb doors closing as she comes back round in front of us again. That enormous bomb bay, of course, the heart of the bomber. That was what carried the 21 1,000-pound bombs all the way to the Falkland Islands. So 10 tons or so. A staggering amount. These were, let's not forget, dumb bombs, wartime type bombs, World War II. And they were not guided in any way, so if we needed to hit a pinpoint target like a bit of a runway, you had to really do overkill. So of the 21 1,000-pound bombs they hit the runway with 2 of them. And they just finished those companies to whom we owe so much. Beagle Technology, Cranfield Aerospace, Goodrich, Kearsley Airways, Meggitt, Messier Dowdy and Serco. Now as she comes round this time, you will see the bomb bay doors closing. At the moment, the bomb bay just opens the name of the bottom. But as we know, this is her last season, and it is the 3 technical authority companies that will finally bring Vulcan's illustrious flying life to a close. They have together decided to cease their support at the end of the 2015 season. Under Civil Aviation Authority regulations, Vulcan will be prohibited from flying. She will lose her permit. So it isn't about funding, although of course funding remains difficult. It's still costing £2 million a year to run her. And it's not about the supply of spare parts. It is about the mandatory third-party support. Now she is still as safe as any aircraft flying today, but she's done 10% more hours than any other Vulcan before. She's going to become part of an extraordinary team at her home base of Robin Hood Airport, otherwise known as Wood Airport. Fitting me, the Vulcan team and the Aviation Skills Partnership are going to create a new life for her as the centrepiece of the Etna project. It'll be an aviation academy and a heritage skills centre. It'll showcase technological achievements. It'll be the next best thing to flying with things like fast taxiing or Flight 58. It's called Mount Etna. Of course, you knew that was the workshop for the Dog Vulcan, and the Etna project will be like the Eden project, but for engineers. Now, here's a special treat. As she flies down the runway, you see section to the left. And there you have the Empress of the Skies with her Praetorian guards. How absolutely wonderful. She's getting very good at doing formation flypast. Last week at Yeovilton she flew with Sea Vixen and 2 Vampires, the V fighters, and that won a prize for the best fixed wing display. They're turning round off to our right and they'll be coming back for one further flypast before Vulcan breaks away from the formation and comes in to land. And after that, it'll be the wonderful Red Arrows. And by the way, Vulcan would really like to thank the Red Arrows for all their crew, ground crew and the air crew. And that's all a free draw which you can find at the Vulcan Village or the Vulcans of the Sky Club off in the red zone off to the eastern end, that's the right-hand end of the runway. So, coming back towards us from the right, you can see the twinkling of the lights of the Praetorian guards. The Empress herself, trailing unburned fuel.
So get back up. No, if you're not
fly downwind and complete her landing checks. See the wheels come down, so that she will fly all the way down to the right-hand end of the runway and then start her final turn. She'll do a fighter-style final turn, continual turn onto the runway heading, and land for what will probably be the very last time ever at a Royal International Air Tattoo. We may see the braking parachute. We did yesterday. I'm not sure if we're going to see it today. I hope so. Always adds a little spice for the landing. There are wheels coming down. 18 of them down. And as she comes down on final approach, you will probably be able to see the air brakes, top and bottoms, from the wings. I sometimes get into a discussion with people as to whether Vulcan ought to be a she or an it. Some people think very firmly it, but I'm sure she's a she. She's like a ship. She's immensely graceful and very beautiful. But the man who has the deciding word on that is Taff Stone, the man who I told you was the crew chief and the chief engineer. He said 558 is my baby. He said she's high maintenance, she's temperamental, but despite all that, he loves her. And I think we all owe a huge vote of thanks to Taff and the 7 engineers that I mentioned earlier for keeping this magnificent 55-year-old aeroplane still flying for all of us. But perhaps I should just say that as she comes in for her final landing, I quote the great Dr. Seuss, you know, the man who wrote The Cat in the Hat and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. He wrote, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." Or if you can't manage that, at least a little smile through the tears. Vulcan XH558 Vulcan.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Sean, for taking us through that absolutely marvellous description and commemoration. Can't believe it's the last time we'll see this at Fairford, but a marvellous sight. But coming up, yet more excitement. The action continues throughout the next half an hour, and we hope you are ready for it, because it is time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the Red Arrows, and please welcome Squadron Leader Mike Ling. Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You just heard I'm Squadron Leader Mike Ling. I'm Red 10. I'm the supervisor with the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows. I'm going to talk you through this display this afternoon in the fabulous blue sky here above the Royal International Air Tattoo. And I'll be making sure your eyes and cameras point in the right direction so you get to enjoy the full spectrum. Well, the Red Arrows have been created to display now the XH558 and landed on that fantastic situation flypast. Really exciting the whole there. Lots of people have got this memories on their cameras to share with us all on social media later on. Well, the pilots are getting ready to display. When they run in, they're going to be in a formation we call big